Dear learners, welcome you all to this module on courses for community development through ODL. In the previous modules or units of this course, we have already discussed the need and significance of open distance and digital learning system, which is prevalent particularly in a country like India, and the various learner support services, study skills, curriculum development, a process of curriculum development and evaluation in distance education, etc. In this module, we are going to discuss what is community, how community development is one of the important missions of open learning system. So, dear friends, the main objectives of this module are to explain what is meant by community development, to explain the role of distance education for community development, and to identify the various courses that can be offered through distance mode for community development. What is community? A community or a society is a place or a unit where a group of people lives in the same place or possess the same characteristics in terms of norms, values, attitudes, religion, identity, etc. In fact, people living in a particular geographical area form a community following some common principles of life. They maintain mutual understanding among the members of the place or unit, which ensure their peaceful living by engaging themselves in different personal and social activities. Therefore, the members of a society or a community should be rational or educated so that a productive and a progressive society can be ensured. Hence, each member of the society should have adequate experience that makes them mature enough to think about their own life in the constructive and the positive way. So the positive and the constructive thinking of the people brings positive transformation into the society or into the community or into the nation to a great extent. In fact, an ideal community should fulfill all economic, social, spiritual needs of its member of the society or community, and this could be achieved only through producing an educated, skilled and competent group of people in the society. Therefore, the educational institutions which are built and managed by the people of a community in order to bring welfare to the people of that community should play the prominent role by introducing some need-based courses that meet the expectation of the people of that community. Along with that, the conventional mode of educational institutions, the ODL system, that is the open and distance learning system, has been able to cater the needs of the people of any community by enhancing their capacities and the skills irrespective of location, gender, age, socio-cultural background and so on. So in order to form a knowledge-enabled population or to produce a knowledge economies, it has become more important to equip all the people with higher order skills to become human capital in the true sense. As higher educational institutions, the universities will have to evolve with the needs of the community by introducing programs, infrastructural facilities and delivery methods, enhancing learning procedure and technologies that can reflect the community's demand and attitudes. ODL is the only way that can encompass the motto of lifelong learning, equip the members of the community with some professional and vocational courses and the training that will provide opportunity for self-development and career and advancement to the members of the community. In this module, we shall discuss the various courses that will help the learners to understand the needs and importance of the courses for community development and how these courses will boost up the capacity of the members of the community to a great extent. If we look at how community development can be enhanced or cherished through distance education, it seems that the role of distance education is very crucial, as we have already discussed what is meant by a community, why is distance education important for mobilizing the capacity of the members of the community and so on. According to the Planning Commission of India, community development is an attempt to bring about a social and economic transformation of village life through the efforts of the people themselves. Mahatma Gandhi said that the true India lives in the villages, and if India is to be developed, the villages cannot be ignored. Even after 70 years of India's independence, that is more than 70 years of India's independence, over 65% of the population is living in the rural areas, and they are primarily dependent on agriculture for their livelihood. Under such circumstances, it is essential to educate a poor farmer to be free from his miseries. Besides, it is also necessary to educate the rural masses with some need-based courses that would help them to lead a decent standard of life. However, the formal educational institutions are very inadequate to produce knowledge-enabled population due to various restrictions in terms of age, in terms of location, in terms of fees, in terms of attendance, in terms of face-to-face regular classes, and so on and so forth. This has led to the adoption of distance education mechanism. Distance education therefore can play an important role to bridge the gap and can allow every individual to have some basic education and improve his or her living conditions. The significance of distance education in the development of the nation can be understood from the fact that today non-formal mode of education or open learning are encouraged at all levels of education. These programs are envisaged for providing network of learning opportunities to those who cannot or do not avail the facilities of the formal system for one reason or the other. They would also provide opportunities for recurrent and lifelong education and constitute a major means for promoting greater equity. Community development, on the other hand, indicates to ensure the well-being of the people so that they may be able to realize the necessity of productive life. Education is the only way to make people productive and resourceful. The ODL mode is the only medium for transacting the knowledge and information to the people at any time, anywhere, and for anyone, irrespective of age, geographical location, time, class, and gender. In fact, by using information and communication technologies, ODL can reach out to the unreached at a minimum cost. Therefore, in today's educational parlance, bring your own device into your academic and educational transaction has almost become a catchy way to address the need for the use of ICTs in education. However, the problems like gender disparity in education, digital divisions, deprivation, and the marginalization of education, etc. are some of the problems which need to be reduced with the help of the ODL system. The use of asynchronous technologies in the blended mode is the best way to reduce the digital division between the people in the rural and urban areas, developed and underdeveloped areas, and so on. Open education resources can create knowledge movement by giving new opportunities for learning. Distance education based on OERs removes the limits and offer the possibility of widening of participants in education. Thus, the democratization of education is possible only through ODL mode, where no one is supposed to be deprived of needful education. It is also stated that communities are at the grassroots of a country and they help in the progress and development of the society. Therefore, there is an urgent need to convert the general population into a knowledge-driven or a knowledge-enabled population. In this context, the higher educational institutions are the think tanks for making the knowledge-enabled population in the communities by introducing various need-based courses that would eventually help them to have a standard of livelihood. The ODL system is the most viable option, mobilizing the people to cope with the present need and making them trained to be productive and efficient citizens of the communities or the societies. Through launching the various programs, the open universities and other ODL institutions can build up the confidence among the people to develop the sense of critical mindset as well as sense of realizing the importance of environment and the changing situation of the present day world. Besides, different forms of awareness programs on different issues such as population explosion, environmental challenges, entrepreneurial opportunities, understanding human rights can be organized at the level of the community for making the people conscious about the burning issues affecting the lives of the people in the community. If we look at what are the courses that can be cherished for community development particularly, the practitioners of community development have over many years developed a range of skills and approaches for working within the local communities and with the disadvantaged people in particular. These include less formal education methods, community organizational activities, and group work skills. Since 1960s and 1970s, through the various anti-poverty programs in both the developed and developing countries, the community development practitioners have been influenced by structural analysis of the cause of this disadvantage and poverty, that is, inequalities in the distribution of wealth, income, land, etc. Lack of political power and the inability of the people's power to effect social change. Thus, the influence of such educators as Paulo Freire, the Brazilian educator, famously rejected the banking system of education policy in his seminal book, that is The Pedagogy of the Oppressed, because the banking system of education allows only a few people to receive education in society. Freire wanted to provide pedagogy of education to all sections of people in a liberal way because he felt that the pedagogy of the oppressed and the marginalized can only boost up the knowledge economy, and subsequently all people in a society can contribute economically and socially in an equitable manner. A number of different approaches to community development can be organized, which may be mentioned like community economic development, community capacity building, social capital formation, political participatory development, non-violent direct action, ecologically sustainable development, asset-based community development, faith-based community development, community-based participatory research is very important, community mobilization, community empowerment, community participation, participatory planning including community-based planning, community-driven development, and community approaches to fund communities directly. This theme behind all the aforesaid approaches is to empower individuals and groups of people with the skills they need for effecting changes within their communities. Dr. B.R. Ambedkar Open University, which is the first open university in India, was started in 1982. By 2024, there are 1 national, that is the IGNOU, and 15 state open universities, 1 private and 14 public state open universities functioning in the country. The courses on offer by these distance education centers are also varied in nature. It is true that many replicable courses parallel to the conventional higher education system are on demand, and they are also on offer in the open universities. These courses are mainly for those who are school dropouts, neo-literates, unskilled and semi-skilled workers, housewives or housemakers, women and other deprived or marginalized groups. The open universities have been offering various courses for the masses as well as for the in-service professionals in highly specialized areas. The important features of such courses are delivery mechanism and the provision of teachers training at the work site. There are many areas of work under these courses which are aimed at the grassroots level workers. Some of the such courses which are being aimed at self-employment and which should promote entrepreneurship. It includes the courses like education and child guidance courses, early childhood education courses, pre and primary research education courses, and guidance courses. For community development, there are some courses that can be cited such as food and nutrition courses, human rights courses, consumer awareness courses, rural development courses, women empowerment courses, HIV and family education courses, computer literacy courses, youth development program courses. Environmental related courses include such as conservation of forest courses, repairing of radio and tape recorder courses, fitter courses, domestic wireman courses, mechanic automobile courses, plumber courses, lathe operator courses, mason courses, multi-skill vocational program courses, industrial painting technician courses, gardeners training courses, computer assembling courses, certificate in security services courses, agriculture or the horticulture based photography courses, beekeeping courses, mushroom cultivation courses, fish farming courses, poultry farming courses, and others. Such classifications of courses are usually done based on the type and target group of the courses. The courses mentioned above are mainly intended for the masses associated with the grassroots level having varying eligibility criteria. There is a myriad of job titles for community development workers, and their employers include public authorities and voluntary or non-governmental organizations funded by the state or by independent grant-making bodies. Since 1970s, the prefix word community has also been adopted by several other occupations, from the policy and health workers to planners and architects who have been influenced by community development approaches. Unfortunately, in spite of the efforts undertaken to make education, particularly vocational, technical, professional, and or entrepreneurship courses available at the doorstep of all, the majority of the beneficiaries have not benefited much, or they are not availing these opportunities. This calls for the development of a comprehensive policy of distance education that would address for individual and social development. Thus, education is a prerequisite for gaining knowledge and skills for the development of mankind. Education is the only way to bring the welfare of the people of a society or a community as a whole. Education is a lifelong process from which people gather experiences necessary for a meaningful existence in a society or a community. India, as a developing country, has undertaken the mission to accelerate the human mobility and excellence through education. Although demographically India as a whole has great potential, the growth of manpower and the level of its engagement in productive activities are yet to be fully harnessed. Even within India, there are considerable differences among the states and regions in terms of employment, gender differences in all stages of education, regional disparities in terms of gross enrollment ratio, literacy, etc. But the need of the hour is to achieve the target of inclusive growth, the progress towards Millennium Development Goal, the targets towards the formation of human capital, the achievement of the Sustainable Development Goal, particularly the goal for that is based on lifelong learning, where the basic motto is providing the opportunity to live equally under one umbrella and make the country develop educationally, socially, economically, and so on. In a democratic country like ours, we have the need of getting equal justification and equal treatment in terms of enjoying the opportunities which are constitutionally guaranteed to all. We all know that education is meant for the welfare of every member in the society and for the country as a whole. Therefore, getting equal opportunity in accessing education is a human right for everyone living in the country. Distance education has emerged as an effective means to bring education to the doorstep of those who are deprived of educational opportunities in the mainstream educational institution through the conventional mode. In the era of knowledge society, the system offers opportunities to millions of underprivileged learners, including those like the self-employed and the housewives or housemakers who desire for an enlightened and productive way of life. Distance education means a mode of learning through which education can be accessed by the people irrespective of geographical barriers, physical existence of teachers, space, time, age, etc. So, today for its flexibility, this system is considered, as we have mentioned in the very first unit or module of this course, that is for 3A's of education, that is the anytime, anywhere and for anyone. The basic objective behind this system is to make the democratization of education possible in India. ODL is the only way to provide training, retraining or skilling or reskilling or upskilling and learning by covering all sections of people in the rural areas as well as communities of the people of the community. Through the use of ICT, various programs can be made in forms of CD, DVDs and other forms of multimedia forms, which can be made available for the common people to access for enhancing their capacity and the skills. In the next module, we shall discuss the prospect and problems of community development through distance or open education in detail. Till then, bye. Enjoy your learning. Thank you.